Now we are going to find out the expression of Ampere's law in magnetic materials. So we already know the expression of Ampere's law in magnetism, and that is given by curl of magnetic field is equal to mu naught times the electric current density vector. So this is the general form of Ampere's law in magnetism. So this we have already covered in the previous lectures. Now we are going to find out the expression of Ampere's law in the magnetic materials. So the materials which have magnetization. So we are going to find out the expression of Ampere's law in those materials. So we take into account a material which is non-uniformly magnetized, and let's suppose that magnetization is given by m vector in that material. So it is non-uniform magnetized material. So at every point the magnetization will be different. So in general we denote the magnetization by m vector. Now this magnetization in the material is due to the bound current. So that we have already seen in the previous lecture, that in the case of magnetized materials, non-uniformly magnetized materials, there is a current flowing through the sample, and that current is called as bound current. So bound current is due to the orbital and spin motion of the electrons inside the material. So due to the orbital motion of the electron as well as due to the spin motion of the electrons in the atoms of the sample, due to those two types of motion, bound current arises, and we talk about bound current density in the case of non-uniformly magnetized materials. So the magnetization is due to the bound current density, and this bound current density vector is denoted by JB vector. So this represents the bound current density, and this is due to orbital and spin motion of the electrons. Now in the magnetized material there can be free current density also. So due to the presence of free electrons which are moving in the sample, so there could be free electrons. For example, in the case of conductor we have free electrons. So if we have some free charged particles, free electrons in the magnetized material which are in motion, so they will give rise to free current density vector. So free current density vector is denoted by JF vector. So this is the ordinary current. So free current is the ordinary electric current which is flowing in the sample, and bound current is due to the magnetization in the material. So what will be the total current density in the sample? Total current density represented by J vector will be the vector sum of these two current density vectors. So J vector will be equal to JF vector plus JB vector. So this is the total current density in the non-uniformly magnetized material. So this is the general equation of Ampere's law which we have studied in the previous lectures. So in this case B vector is the magnetic induction, J vector, this is the current density in the material. So this is for a general material. Now in the case of magnetic material, J vector is comprised of JF vector and JB vector. So we will modify this equation for the case of magnetic materials. So let's write the differential form of Ampere's law. So differential form of Ampere's law is curl of magnetic induction is equal to mu naught times J vector. Now for the case of magnetized material, J vector will be JF vector plus JB vector. Now this bound current density JB vector, so this is due to the magnetization, due to the non-uniformly magnetized material. So we have already found out its formula. The bound current density is given by curl of magnetization. So derivation of this equation has already been done in the previous lecture. So bound current density vector is given by curl of magnetization. So over here we will write out this formula. So that will be equal to mu naught times JF vector plus curl of magnetization vector. So that will be equal to mu naught times, so let's open these brackets. So you will get mu naught times JF vector plus mu naught times curl of magnetization. Now let's take this equation on the left hand side. So on the left hand side we already have curl of magnetic induction. So you will get curl of magnetic induction, then minus of, so this can be written as, so mu naught is a scalar, so it can be taken inside this curl. So you can write it as curl of mu naught times m vector. So this is a scalar, so you can take it inside this operator. So that will be equal to mu naught times JF vector. Now we can club these two terms. So here you have curl of magnetic field and here you have curl of mu naught times m vector. So you can club this and write it as curl of B vector minus mu naught times m vector is equal to mu naught times JF vector as it is. Now what is this term equal to? So we have already covered the topic of magnetizing field intensity represented by H vector, and there we have seen that magnetic induction inside the material is given by mu naught times H vector plus m vector. So this equation has already been done in the topic of magnetizing field intensity. So from this equation, so if you will solve this equation, so you will get B vector minus mu naught times m vector. So B vector minus mu naught times m vector will be equal to mu naught times H vector. So this term is equal to mu naught times H vector. So over here we can replace B vector minus mu naught times m vector by just mu naught times H vector. So you will have curl of mu naught times H vector is equal to mu naught times JF vector as it is. So this is a scalar and it can be taken outside this curl. So you can write it as mu naught times whole term means curl of H vector. So mu naught and mu naught will cancel and you will be left with curl of magnetizing field intensity is equal to the free current density vector. So this equation is called as differential form of Ampere's law in the case of magnetic materials. So this is the differential form of Ampere's law for the case of magnetic materials, the materials which are magnetized. Now this equation shows us that the magnetizing field intensity originates from the free currents only. So this is the magnetizing field intensity, and from this equation you can see that it originates from only the free current density, or just you can say that from free current. Whereas the magnetic induction, so B vector is the magnetic induction inside the magnetized material. So this magnetic induction originates from both the bound current and the free current. So from here curl of B vector is equal to mu naught times GF vector plus JB vector. So the magnetic induction originates from both free currents and the bound currents inside the magnetized material, whereas the magnetizing field intensity originates from the free currents only. Now let's derive the equation of integral form of Ampere's law in the magnetic materials. So this is the differential form. Let's find out the integral form. So using this equation, curl of magnetizing field intensity is equal to JF vector. So let's do the dot product on both hand sides with the small area element. So let's take some area inside a magnetic material. So you have a non-uniform magnetized material, and let's take some surface inside that material. Now let's take a small area element. So let's take this as dA vector. So this is the small area element on this surface inside the magnetic material. So let's do the dot product on both hand sides with this dA vector, with this small area element vector. So this will become curl of H vector dot product with dA vector, and on right hand side you will have JF vector dot product with dA vector. Now let's integrate on both hand sides on the whole surface. So this is the whole surface which we have taken. So let's integrate on both hand sides on this whole surface. So you will use two integrals because this is the surface integral. But keep in mind, this is the open surface. So this is an open surface integral. So on the right hand side also you will do the integration on this whole surface. Now over here you will use the Stokes theorem. So Stokes theorem, so in the case of Stokes theorem, if you have curl of any vector dot product with area element and you have the integration over the whole surface, so this can be written as the closed line integral. So this line integral will be on the boundary of this surface, and this boundary will be a closed boundary. Therefore, we write it over here, a closed line integral. So the open surface integral of this term will be equal to the closed line integral of A vector. So you will have A vector dot product with dl vector. Now this dl vector is the small length element. So this will be small length element on the boundary of this surface. Similarly, on the left hand side of this equation, you will use the Stokes theorem, and over here you have curl of H vector dot product with dA vector and its open surface integration. So this will be equal to closed line integral. So this line integral will be over the boundary of this surface which has been taken inside the magnetic material. So this will be equal to H vector dot product with dl vector is equal to JF vector dot product with dA vector. Now what is this right hand side? So you are well familiar with this term. So that we have done in the first chapter. So we have done over here that that if you have some surface and there is some current flowing through this surface. So some current is flowing through this surface. So let's say I is the amount of current flowing through this surface, and this current can be written in another way, and that will be equal to the surface integration of J vector dot product with dA vector. So this equation we have done in the first chapter. So over here you have JF vector dot product with dA vector and its open surface integration. So this term is the free current. So as we have seen in the first chapter that this term is equal to the current which is flowing through that surface. Now in this case this JF vector is the free current density. So this whole term will be called as the free current flowing through the surface. Free current. And this is represented by IF. So you will have a closed line integral of H vector is equal to IF. So this equation is the integral form of Ampere's law in the magnetic materials. So this equation states that the line integral of the magnetizing field intensity H vector around a closed path is equal to the free current flowing through the surface which is bounded by that path. So this whole term will be equal to the free current which is flowing through this whole surface bounded by this closed path.